Since I broke both my legs, I thought it's as good a time as any to go through my ski lineup, talk about which skis I use. I'll go through what each ski is, what conditions I ski them in, and how I mount them. I got a couple of next year's skis, so I'll show those as I go through, and then I'll show you the skis that I broke my legs on at the end. Starting off, we have the Maverick 88 Ti. This is what I'd call my groomer ski. Pretty stiff, you got some extra metal in there to reinforce it. Awesome for groomers, carving, but still wide enough underfoot that you can kind of ski anything on the mountains. So if you want to go off the groomer, get a little bit of all mountain. Super solid, really holds an edge. This would be an awesome ski for a lot of East Coast skiing. I mounted at recommended, which I think if you're gonna use it on a groomer, that's what you want to go with. But when we get into wider Mavericks, the mount point changes a little bit depending on what you want to use them for. Next up, we get into the bread and butter of Atomic skis, the Atomic Ben Chetler 100. This is next year's graphic. It's really sweet. This to me is the ultimate all-mountain ski. It's good for everything. I call it my Swiss Army ski. You can ski powder, you can ski park, you can ski groomers. There's nothing it really can't do. I'm mostly gonna use this ski if it hasn't snowed for a little bit. I'm skiing kind of a mix of everything on the mountain. It's a phenomenal ski for spring skiing. Anytime I'm in the park, this is the ski that I'm using. Typically, if you're going pure park, you want the Bent 90. But I'm not spending most days where I'm doing the whole day in the park. I just want to hit it here and there. So the 100 works great for that. I have this mounted at factory recommended as well. I've tried going forward and back, but really I've just settled on the recommended mount. If you really are just using it mostly for park, you can go forward a bit, maybe get closer to true center. Otherwise, I think go with recommended. Next up, my personal favorite ski, the Atomic Ben Chetler 110. This is my daily driver. This ski is a POW ski at heart, but really can handle almost any conditions as well. So just a slightly fatter version of that 100. I'd say I ski this probably 80% of days. And if I'm not sure what ski to go with on a given day, I'll just go with this one because there's not really any condition it doesn't work in. Same as the 100, go with the recommended mount point. Try going forward and back a little bit, but always came back to recommended. I think that's the best. We got next year's graphic here, similar to the 100, but different color scheme. This is the ski that I recommend to most people. It's super playful. You're gonna have a ton of fun on it. Fun in powder, fun off piste, fun on a groomer. If you need to go in the park, it still works. It doesn't feel too big or too heavy. It's quite a light ski. I don't think you can go wrong no matter where you ski if you're gonna use this ski. Next up, the big brother of the Ben Chetler line, Ben Chetler 120. I think this might be my favorite ski to ski on ever, but it only works in certain conditions. Because you got 120 underfoot, you really need to ski the ski in POW. It's the most fun I've ever had on a ski. So playful, you can kick it around. It just floats right through. I've had my best days of skiing ever on this ski. The one thing I will say across all three of these Ben Chetlers, they're all wood core skis, quite light, so they're very playful, but it also means they don't have that extra reinforcement from some metal in there. And that is exactly why I think the skis I'm about to talk about next, a perfect ski to complete the Atomic Quiver. And when they brought them out, I was super pumped. As far as mount point goes, at recommended, same as the other two, can't go wrong. Now, the first of those two skis I was talking about, the Maverick 105. So a little fatter than a 100, and you've got that Titanol in the ski, which makes it really stiff. Such an amazing ski for charging around the mountain. If you're looking for a directional ski that can charge, still super playful, fun to ski on, can hold an edge amazingly well, and you might find the Ben Chetler a little bit too light and playful, this is a ski for you. Absolutely awesome. But the mount point is very important. If you're used to carving skis and you're mostly gonna ski groomers, similar to that 88 I talked about, you might wanna go with the recommended. But if you're gonna use it as an all mountain ski, ski powder with it, ski a lot of off piste, I'd recommend going to the +2 mount point. You're gonna get a lot more tail and it skis a lot more like an off piste all mountain ski while still holding a great edge and maintaining its performance. Such an amazing ski from Atomic, and its big brother is even better. So last, but certainly not least, Atomic Maverick 115. When Atomic came out with the ski, I was pumped because it was exactly what I was looking for. 115 underfoot, same Titanol metal in the ski to make it really solid. And it was really the ski that I thought was totally missing from the Atomic Quiver, because you have these days where you want to ski these big mountain lines or you want to ski this POW, but it's a little bit more chopped up or it's a little bit rougher, and that starts to bump around the Ben Chetler a little bit. This ski, and it's such an amazing sturdy platform to just cut through that. I brought the ski over to Europe and it was absolutely awesome for those kind of second or third day after a powder day where you're still finding spots around the mountain, but it's quite chopped up here and there, or you might have to go through an icy section before getting to some of that POW. And I was just having some amazing days on this ski. I don't have next year's graphic, but they got a popcorn color and matches the new boots that Atomic's bringing out. Again, mount point, very important here. Similar to the 105, I'm at +2.5 here, so even a little further forward. It's not really a groomer ski, so I wouldn't even recommend going the recommended point. I think you want to go to at least +1. and then +2 or 2.5, and even as far as +3 if you want to have that really strong, stiff tail on the ski. And then it's really going to behave like a big mountain ski, handle any terrain, and you're going to have some amazing days on the ski. And as promised, here's the skis I broke both legs on. These are my Ben Chetler 110s with a custom top sheet. It's Alberta themed, so you got the prairies in the bottom, lakes in the middle, trees, and then the mountains up top are the Three Sisters, which are the mountains that sit above Canmore. Under each foot, I've got the Norquay logo, which is the mountain I grew up skiing, and the Alberta crest. So my favorite ski, like I said, with the Ben Chetler 110, and then a super special top sheet for me. Unfortunately, they're not skiable anymore. The right ski is the one I broke my ankle on. You can see the sidewall's totally damaged, completely wrecked, completely busted out where I landed on the rock. Ski's a little bent. This is the left ski, which is the ski that I landed on, rolled forward, and broke my kneecap, which needed surgery. So I think the ski took a little bit impact directly on landing. You can see from some of these scratches. When I looked a little bit closer, the ski was also bent. Sidewall was cracked here, and unfortunately that ski is toast. So that's my ski lineup. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think I'm missing anything, or if you have any questions about any of the skis.